Today I'm going to be doing a video on basically how to make builds in Dauntless, because I know that there's a lot of stuff that people get confused and stuff. So let me find a build that I don't use. We'll go with this one. Okay, so basically, to start off with builds is you want to make sure you have all the armor that you need for the build, because this is a huge part of your perk summary. The armor, and then if you have a legendary weapon, the bond that you have, and if not, just the specific weapon that you'd be using for the build. And then a huge thing that a lot of people do get confused is when you're making cells, you don't combine 2+3 cells to make a +6 cell, because there is no such thing as a +6 cell in Dauntless. There's only such things as +3s, and somebody did ask me how do I make my cells +6 if they only go up to +3, right?
Here, take it. This is yours.
Alright, so this is basically all you have to do.
I have no use for this. It's for you. Far better than my ordinary stock.
Alright, so when you get a +3 cell or 2+3 cells, you always want to make sure that if you're trying to make it into a +6, that you either have 2 of a cell or a piece of armor that shares the same cell as that specific cell that you're trying to get to +6, and that is how you make a +6 cell. Now, say for example, you only have one adrenaline cell, right? Like I do, I only have one adrenaline cell. Then you need a piece of armor that says +3 adrenaline. Obviously, it's not going to say +3, it's going to say +1 or +2, or you know, whatever it says before it's upgraded. You're going to have to power surge that. So, what you're going to do is head over to the armor person, and you see how it says some of them, the ones that you have power surged, won't say power surged, they'll just say equip, because you can only power surge each piece of armor one time. But it'll say power surge, and you'll have to have the crafting materials, aether hearts, and the rams for it. In order to get aether hearts, you're gonna have to go here. So there's spawn, you just head straight forward, come up these stairs, and you're here. And then you want to power surge whatever weapon that you're using, and make sure that it's level 20. Because if it's not level 20, you won't be able to, I said power surge, didn't I? You won't be able to reforge the weapon if it's not level 20. Now, you can also buy aether hearts, but it's like 200 per aether heart, which isn't really worth it, because you could get 1 Aether Heart for 100 by just reforging, which reforging takes a lot longer than just buying Aether Hearts, but it's more cost effective, because when you're only paying 100, I can only get 10 of these, right? If I'm doing 200, but then I could get like 20 if I do 100, I think. So you'll get double the Aether Hearts just by reforging instead of, you know, buying them. But it's always an option if you don't feel like reforging, or you don't really have a weapon that's close and you want to hurry up and power surge something that's part of a build that you're trying to make. Now, in order to unlock reforging and power surging, or not power surging, well, I guess, yeah, power surging, but buying Aether Hearts, you have to make sure that you are all the way at pretty much the last one. You have to unlock Reforge, and then unlock the Reforge skill and the Slayer's Path. And then you'll be able to Reforge, buy Aether Hearts, all that type of stuff. Yeah. So as far as the weapon part of this, there's some stuff that you'll have to unlock through the trial store, and some stuff that you'll unlock through the Slayer's Path for specials and for mods as well. So if you're looking for something and it's not in the Slayer's Path, it's probably in the trial store, and if it's not in the trial store, it's probably in the Slayer's Path. But those are the only two ways you'll be able to get mods and specials. Now, with a bond, what a bond does is basically it adds another perk to your perk summary. So I'm using the Chronovore Chain Blades with the Rezikiri bond, which allows you to get +3 cunning. And then if you use Valamir bond, it allows you to get +2 Aether Hunter, and if you power surge it, then you'll get +3 Aether Hunter. And also, along with the bond, it'll give you a special ability with it. So for Rezikiri, you get a 12% chance for attacks to hit twice. With Valamir, once charged, your next attack deals plus 550 radiant damage. Charge rate increases with higher current health. So that would be the special for that. And then along with the legendary weapon, you get a legendary ability. And for Chronovore, you're basically able to rewind 3 seconds before whatever, basically before you use the legendary ability. So say if you got downed, you can rewind and you'll be back up. And it doesn't have to be 3 seconds, you can be down for a while, and if your legendary ability recharges while you're down, then you can still use it and you'll be revived anyway. You also get a shield that makes you invincible for 6 seconds while after being down. So it also removes poison debuffs or slowness debuffs, basically any debuff that you have. And then, you know, this one, the Urska weapons give you a shield that allow you to interrupt behemoths along with blocking anything basically that they shoot at you or throw at you. This one allows you to revive. This is the Agris weapon, and allows you to revive any slayers along with yourself, and it also heals everybody for the time being. This one allows you to teleport and cause shock damage to behemoths, which can also stagger them if they get shock procced. This one gives you Torgadoro's Fist, which allows you to slam or punch, and that's basically it. Nothing too crazy. This is Thrax's weapon, and it allows you to teleport into the sky, and you can launch yourself out of Behemoth or in a different direction, whichever you choose. And it deals umbral damage once you launch yourself back down. I think that's all the legendary weapons. Yeah, so then we have your lantern, which gives you different effects. This one deals shock damage. This one does a fire explosion. This one gives you shield. This one allows you to teleport and gives you lifesteal. This one drops a bomb from the sky. This one gives you movement speed and attack speed. This one gives an area of effect, which does frost damage, and this one gives you shield. I don't know why, but I don't have the recruit lantern unlocked. It's weird. Then we have your Omni Cell. You have discipline, which gives you increased strike chance every stack of discipline you get. This one is a support cell. You can revive slayers, you can heal yourself and other slayers, you can also weaken behemoth parts with it. You can interrupt with the Iceborne Omni Cell and also gain lifesteal and stagger protection for 8 seconds. This one allows you to do damage based on your movement speed. So the faster you're moving, the more damage that you'll be able to get off with the Tempest Omni Cell. This allows you to deal umbral damage, which takes your health for the damage that you're doing, and it also will give you orbs that also increase your damage. And yeah, basically however much, say you have 1,800 health, you can use the Revenant Omni Cell about 3 times before it's no longer usable, I believe. Or no, I'd say you can use it 4 times before it's no longer usable. And then once the umbral effect or the Revenant state wears out, you'll regain your health and you'll no longer have the damage stacks from the orbs that you collected. The Bastion Omni Cell increases the amount of shield that you gain and also allows you to deal damage based on the amount of shield that you have. So say if you have like 2,000 shield, that'll allow you to do a ton of damage. And say you have 100 shield, you won't be doing a lot of damage, but you can still do damage with it. So yeah. Then you have your armor pieces. You don't ever want to have one singular set of armor. Like obviously you want to have all the types of armor you can get, but you don't want to have any specific set of armor. So don't just have one full set of Shroud armor, don't have one full set of Scrave armor, don't have one full set of Urska armor. Make sure that you have multiple different sets, or that you have a set of armor that basically fits the perk summary that you're trying to go for. So Shroud, Grave, Torgadoro, and Chronivore is my set for this build. And then with every build comes a set of utilities. Now, to get utilities, you can either go to Granny Strega, who gives you tonics and stuff, tonics and pylons that you can craft. That'll allow you to do different things. Or you can go to Admiral Zai, who gives you grenades and an airstrike beacon that you can use. That also do different things.
Well, don't just stand there.
Now, the main things that I'll say that are very helpful, based on the majority of the builds that you'll see on YouTube or really anywhere, is the Blitz Tonic, the Frenzy Tonic, the Assault Tonic, the Aether Drive Tonic, Insight Tonic, and the Inspiring Pylon. Those will be the main things that you'll be using in a lot of builds that you see on a lot of videos or just around Dauntless. So yeah, just depending on what the build is for, that'll be the set of tonics that you'll be using, or pylons. The main 2 tonics that you'll be using is Frenzy Tonic and Blitz Tonic, and then you'll always change from Assault Tonic to Aether Drive Tonic to Insight Tonic to Inspiring Pylon. These will be the 4 that you'll be changing between, and these will be the main 2 that you'll have always equipped based on your build. Now, along with reforging comes different perks that you can get that basically, it doesn't matter what weapon you have, the perks go for any weapon, which you can also get XP boosts depending on how many reforges that you've done. So for example, since we're talking about perks for reforges, strikers give you 1% attack speed every time you gain a certain amount of reforges. And the maximum amount of reforges that you get perks for is 10. So once you get 10 reforges, you'll get your last perk for that weapon, and then after that, reforges are pretty much pointless. Now, you may be wondering, why reforge after 10 then? It's really just a show-off kind of thing, like this, to show off how many times you've reforged. If you really want to do that, it's really up to you. You can just stay at 10 reforges if you're just there for the perks, but yeah, you can reforge more than that. You can reforge an infinite amount of times, basically, after that. Now, a thing that a lot of people get confused is transmogs. Transmogs aren't actual weapons. They're cosmetics, basically. They're just cosmetics. They don't do anything. They're just there for show. Along with your armor transmogs, your lantern transmog, and omnicells don't have transmogs. Now, one thing that people do ask me a lot is, can you power surge your lanterns or your omnicells? No, you cannot. I don't think they'll be adding that. And if they do, that'll be in the far future. But no, you cannot power surge lanterns or omnicells. Now, you'll go here to craft lanterns. This is where you'll craft your lanterns and stuff. And this is also where you'll get your escalation upgrades. So if you need to upgrade your escalations, this is where you'll go. This is where you'll get your omnicells. So if there's a new omnicell out, or if you're looking to craft an omnicell, this is where you'll go. The middleman, along with upgrading your cells, this is where you can go. It costs Aether Dust, I believe, to skip the cell crafting process. And then for time weave armor, if I can find it. For time weave armor, you will need Aether Dust as well to power surge it. I think I have pretty much all the time weave armor power surge except the legs. There it is. So yeah, you need Aether Dust in order to power surge, and I think craft time weave armor. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for builds. If you guys are looking for an easy way to make some Aether shards or get bounty tokens, stuff like that, you can come here daily, basically, and flip a coin, and that'll give you fountain cores. And fountain cores, basically, they give you rams, patrol keys, combat merits, and Aether shards. And then you also get a bounty token daily, which bounty tokens allow you to level up your hunt pass along with your weapon. So that's how you'll be leveling up your weapon and your hunt pass, is through bounty tokens, killing behemoths, and Here's where you'll get your Aether Strikers. This is where you can craft your Aether Strikers. Here's where you can craft your repeaters.
Remain alert, Slayer.
And then every other weapon that you need to craft, you'll be crafting at Will's Borman.
Back from slaying, are you?
So you have sword, axe, hammer, chain blades, and war pipe.
Blades mean quality.
And that is basically it. All your armor will come from Moira. And yeah, I'd say that's pretty much it. Oh, I should also tell you that there are multiple different cell types. So if you're looking for an armor piece and you're trying to put a specific kind of cell in it, you gotta look for an armor piece with that cell type in it. And then if you are going for a specific build, you also gotta make sure that the armor piece matches up with the build. So I have Adrenaline, which also has Adrenaline in it. And then we have Cunning, which has Berserker in it. We have Overpower, which has Overpower. We have Pulse, which has Pulse. And then if you're running a legendary weapon, you can put any cell type in it. So it doesn't really matter what kind of cell that you choose for that weapon, as long as it's going with the build that you're trying to do. But if you do not have a legendary weapon, then you will have, for example, Rezakiri Chain Blades. So it'll have its own little weapon type in it, or its own little cell type in it. It'll have 2 cell types. I think some of them have multiple, yeah. Some of them have multiple of one cell type. And then if you specifically get an exotic weapon, it'll have one that has where you can put any cell in it, and then it'll also have a specific cell type. I think another legendary is Molten Edict, and then Sword also has an exotic weapon. So yeah, that will be that for exotic weapons and weapons that are not legendary. Berserker and Catalyst. Now weapon slots you will have to unlock using platinum, which is a currency that you have to purchase with real money. So if you don't have real money, you won't be able to get platinum unless you get free platinum from Hunt Pass. Each loadout slot costs 100 platinum, and if you want to get extra cell slots, you will also have to use platinum for those. I don't remember how much platinum it costs for those, but yeah, I think you can also get you can also upgrade the amount of pylons or tonics you can carry along with their duration and effectiveness. You can also upgrade the chance of you crafting more than one, basically double the amount of whatever you're crafting. So say if you craft 10, you can get 20 by chance. Say if you're crafting 1, you can get 2 by chance. Now for resistance, you'll be going here. This is Slayer's Path Node 7. This is where you'll get your blaze resistance, shock resistance, frost resistance, terror resistance, radiant resistance, and umbral resistance. Slayer Path Node 6 is where you'll be unlocking your normal difficulty escalations, which are 1 through 15s. You do not get legendary behemoths in 1 through 15s. This is where you'll Slayer's Path Node 5 is where you'll be unlocking your specials and your mods. Slayer's Path Node 2 is where you'll be unlocking your upgrades for your weapons. So, critical chance upgrade and power upgrades. I think now they have it to where you basically get a glider automatically. You don't have to progress or anything to get that. This is where you'll upgrade your health, your healing, your stamina regeneration, and your stamina. And each Slayer's node gives you a new island that you can go to. Slayer's Path 5 is where you'll be unlocking lanterns. This is where you'll upgrade your healing and the amount of heals that you can carry, along with how many consumable slots you have unlocked. And then you can also gain loadout slots from basically upgrading Slayer's Path Node 4. And let's see, this is where you'll get your Omni Cells, Slayer's Path Node 7. Slayer's Path Node 8 is where you'll get your pylons. Slayer's Path Node 9 is where you will get your glider upgrades, more glider upgrades, and then you can also upgrade your gathering, which basically gives you a better chance of getting double the ores or herbs, however you'd like to say it. Slayer's Path Node 10 is where you'll get your grenades. Slayer's Path Node 11 is just islands and trials. This is where you'll unlock trials. Slayer's Path Node 12 is reforged perks, reforging, and hard difficulty escalations, which is 10 through 50, which is where you'll be able to get your legendary behemoths, along with escalation mode heroic, which is where you will be able to get crowns for completing different heroics, and you have to do 5 heroics, which means you'll have to do heroic for 5 weeks in a row and actually complete it. And you'll also unlock dauntless difficulty trials. Now for heroics, you get 1 heroic merit, 200 combat merits, 20,000 rams, and 50 aether sparks. And for trials, you will get gilded marks and steel marks. And to use your gilded marks and your steel marks, you will be going to the trials store, which is all the way in the back of Ramsgate at Lady Luck. Here's the trial store. You can get special cells that you won't be able to unlock through cell cores. This is where you'll get the different mods and specials, along with you can also choose to buy cell cores and tonics through the trial store. You can also get special transmogs from trial store, along with the crown, more cell cores, and 2 dyes. You can get a white dye and a black dye from
Don't be a stranger.
trial store. Now, that is pretty much it. You will unlock cells by going here to where you can unlock your cell cores and stuff. Each cell core gives you a different amount of cells and also gives you a different amount of rams. So, for example, we have common cell cores. So you get some rams and some aether dust and 18 different cells. Now for this, you will get some combat merits, some aether dust, some rams, and 20 different cells. For this, you will get more combat merits, more aether dust, some more rams, and then 30 different cells. And then from the fountain quartz, you already know what you get. You get aether dust, or aether sparks, rams, patrol keys, and combat merits. You also gain aether sparks from unlocking patrol chest as well. And I think also by completing island events you can unlock aethers, or you can get aether sparks. But yeah, that's pretty much it for builds. It's pretty complicated, I'd say, when you don't really know what you're doing, but once you get the concept of, you know, each armor piece has its own little cell slot along with its own specific perk, and then each weapon does as well. You basically will be able to read the perks, read what they do. So adrenaline gives you basically it increases the damage dealt based on stamina spent. So say if you have 100 stamina and you have +6 adrenaline, each 10 stamina missing, you gain 3% damage. So for 100 stamina, I believe that'd be 30% more damage when you have 0 stamina. And then Berserker, you gain 3% damage for 3.5% damage for 3 seconds, and it stacks to 10, so that's 35% damage for... That's 35% damage when you get up to 10 stacks of Berserker. And you also lose 3% health, or 300 health. Catalyst gives you 60% tonic effectiveness at +6 along with 60% tonic duration. Endurance gives you 100 more stamina for you to use. Overpower gives you 40% damage versus staggered behemoths, meaning if you interrupt a behemoth and they're on the ground, then you'll be able to do 40% more damage. If you stagger them and they're on the ground, you'll be able to do 40% more damage. Just as long as they're on the ground, they're staggered in any way, you'll be able to do 40% more damage. Predator, you basically can't get hit for 15 seconds, and after that 15 seconds you'll be able to deal 35% more damage for as long as you haven't been hit. And then once you get hit, that timer will reset, and then you'll have to wait out that timer again in order to do 35% more damage. And all of that combined will increase your damage and whatever else you were trying to increase. But yeah, that is pretty much it for builds and everything that's everything that you'll need for builds and everything you'll need to know. I'm sure there are other videos out there that are more detailed, better explaining builds. I'm not the best at explaining, but I explain the best that I can. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything that I said, just leave the questions down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them to the best of my ability. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I make. Make sure to leave your build requests and questions for builds down in the comments down below. And if you guys have any suggestions on something you want me to play or anything that you'd like me to try out, just leave a comment. Subscribe for more of my content and more builds along with more information on Dauntless. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video of whatever I make. Peace.